is it just that? I feel like I'm very small. Am I very small? Oops. Hi guys. Am I really that small? I feel like I'm very tiny. Hey, Sid. How are you? Am I like as tiny as it looks on my screen? I feel like it's very small. Okay, dude. I understand. I think it's because there's a coat. I don't know. I'm being flickered at, and I'm not sure why. Anyway, am I as small on the screen as what it appears? It's really weird. I'm actually heading home. I've got like 86 miles before I get home. I had my doctor's appointment in Roanoke today. Yay! So I'm heading home from that. So I thought I would jump on. Um, sometimes I'll jump on just to kind of go up. Yeah, I kind of wondered if it was small on the screen. It's because it's probably set, and I can't do anything about it until I'm like at home. It is because it's probably set up based on like what I have on my OBS at the house. I'm assuming. Um, I can't mess with it while I'm here. That's all right. Y'all don't need to see what I look like anyway. It makes me look smaller. I guess I could like technically pull over and fix it, but that's alright. So anyway, how are you doing, Lisa? I hope you're feeling okay. I've missed you so much. Immediate asset. No, no, that's not it. That's not what I want. I was trying to see if there was a way that I can make myself bigger. I wonder. Can I make myself bigger? Does that make me bigger? Nope. That just shows it just shows my name elsewhere. Oh well. Sorry guys. I can't make that bigger. And I don't think turning it does anything. Yeah, I don't. You feel I haven't used my StreamYard for a while. I just didn't feel like going straight into like the YouTube chat or the YouTube video thing. Um, because with some of the conversations I thought I would have today, for the next hour ish, um, if anybody wanted to come up on the stage and join me, I can drop the link and you can come up and join me. Um, so it looks like I've only got 4 people in here so far. Don't forget to hit that like button. You have to pardon me. I'm kind of doing this number. I've got my reading glasses on, and I can't like see the road through my reading glasses. So that's why I kind of keep doing this number so I can read. Um, Hello, meow. How are you today? Are you keeping your peasant in check? Um, so, Lisa, I got to meet King Jong Meow the other day. She's a mess. I will have to send you the video I took of her. Um, she's a cutie. And there's some videos, if you go to Kim Jong Meow's website, or her YouTube channel, there's some little videos. You know, the little things that I do for Bella and Onyx? There's some things on there for her cat, Allie, or Dingus. I've done a few little things on there for her dog or for her cat. Goodness, I'm so in the mood for dogs. Um, Speaking of our dogs, I think our neighbor has got like an open bed and breakfast or something going on at their house because there's people in and out all the time from our neighbor. And poor Onyx, I've been putting a bark collar on a lot here lately to try and get her to shush, shush. So real quick before we started, I might everybody keep sending me good vibes and everything else. I've got a job interview tomorrow. I've been hitting this company like hot and heavy. They are at home, Lisette. They're keeping their dad in line. I don't know if the power's back on, but Blake said he was going to actually have to go outside and work in the heat. It is right now. It's like 82 degrees, but if you're actually out in it, it feels hotter because there's a lot of humidity. We are in the like the mountains areas, um, but he's going to actually go outside and work. Poor baby. He had to, the power went out, so he was actually going to go do some actual physical work. Heaven forbid. But anyway, um, so Onyx has been barking left and right because our ring camera keeps going off every time somebody is going in and out of the driveway next door because we share the driveway right there. So every time they go out, and then one of the people, they've got some young folks, like they're not kids, but they're probably early 20s ish. Uh, they think our driveway is like the exit because our driveways connect like this, and there's nothing in between them. And as you get to the end of the driveway, there's like a little tiny section that's divided. We have like a little light that's our light. So it's like that side of our driveway. And they go out our side of the driveway. They go out, they go in their side, and they go out our side. Like, I don't know what they're thinking. So, like, we need to just start kind of parking in the front area of our driveway. Kind of maybe get a hint, but it's all right. Oh, yay, you guys have power. That's cool. I wonder if they have it over. Well, they have it at the dealership, but the dealership's closed today, so it don't matter. Anyway, I thought I would put some just like some topics that's kind of going on in the world that I did not get from TikTok. I don't get my news from TikTok. Sorry. Unlike some people, I don't live on TikTok. TikTok is full of just like bait and just hogwash. Now there are some things that are good on TikTok. Um, so I've been kind of picking up some really interesting things going on in LA, Las Vegas. If you don't, or not Las Vegas, Los Angeles, California. If nobody's noticed that or seen that, they're having a lot of riots over there, and they're not peaceful riots. Um, and it's over ICE and deportation. Um, and apparently, the National Guard I'm back. I went through a dead area, and what's funny is I'm not even in the mountains for this part. Sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. No issue with the immigrants. Um, look, I can do that. I have no issue with the immigrants either, as long as they're here legally. But what's been happening is they've been rounding up the majority of them. They're supposed to be rounding up are ones that they're supposed to be targeting more ones that have criminal activity, but they're also, unfortunately, sucking up ones that they come across that have their green cards expired that they did not get renewed. Um, and Sadly, there's homeless that are also being picked up in this situation as well. Um, it's kind of a sad situation, regardless, you know. Um, I am not trying to ban a user. What the heck? Stop that! Stop that! Why is it trying to tell me I'm trying to ban a user? I'm not trying to ban a user. Hold on. I'm eating popcorn. I got a kernel pot. And I'm trying to get out this part. I don't. Okay. I'm not going to pin anything else up to the top anymore. Oh my goodness. Oh, what the heck? Do I have like a Cash App thing at the bottom? What the hell? This little thing just popped up on the bottom of my screen. Must be a StreamYard thing. I don't know. Anyway, um, if you want to send me Cash Apps, it's Cuddle Bunny, CDLBUNNI, with the dollar sign. No, I don't care about the money. I'm not in this for the money, unless it's to donate to the Virginia Chinese Shar Pei Rescue, or to go into my fencing in the backyard fund. Um, okay, I thought you were gonna pass me. You passed me earlier. Um, anyway, um, so sadly, some of the homeless folks are also being sucked up in this because they are. Allie needs Venmo. Not Venmo, Venmo. Um, some of the homeless are also being sucked up in this because they've been trying to crack down on the homeless areas and cleaning up stuff. Um, I'm seeing this out of primarily like Phoenix, Arizona. I'm bringing up Phoenix, Arizona. It's kind of a little bit of a segue into my next couple topics. Um, I I don't. Some of you guys know me, so as far as that, I kind of get into some off the wall things, or sometimes things will just kind of pique my interest and Zell. So Allie Kim Jong Meow, aka Dingus, is accepting Zells and Venmos. Hit her up on her YouTube page, and she can give you the correct information. And like and subscribe to her channel. Um, anyway, sorry, squeezing back. Um, I had a video pop up on my up on my feed last year, and it was of this lady named Angela. I'm gonna share Angela with you guys a little bit, and then if you guys want to go check her out because she's a hoot. Sadly, it's getting harder and harder to find her information, find her good videos. I will even share some good sites YouTube channels that really do some really cool work that I've gotten to know. One in particular, actually a couple in particular. But anyway, so Angela she's originally from Texas, and she went to Phoenix, Arizona. She was in Tucson, but somehow I can't remember exactly how. Oh goodness, hold on. Let me see if I can turn this. Oh, I can't. There's a semi that's on its side right here. It's like literally on its side. Um, I don't know what happened. It must have just got too far off the side and just fell over. That was weird. Um, it must be just it's an old wreck or something because there's no ambulances or fire trucks or anything there. It's just got tape around it. Weird. Um, anyway, they back to Angela, squirrel. um, Angela is 50 years old. So I'm 51. I'll be 52. I'll be 52 in June 14th, or on June 14th. Should I put up my should I start doing a countdown every day? That my birthday is in X amount of days, and I'll put up my Amazon wish list. Sorry, couldn't resist. On the Denise days. Um, but anyway, Angela is also a meth addict. She used to be into prostitution. She's been homeless for over 20 years. She's been on the streets of like Phoenix, Arizona. She's been in and out of jail. She's had kids that she just gave up and just walked away. They're with her family. She still does not show much desire to know them. Um, she, her mother is in a home with dementia. Um, she sometimes shows interest to see her mom, but she has she has said that um, she has said before that she is the reason that she left her mom and hasn't talked to her in 10 years because she had gotten her mom kicked out of the last apartment that she lived with her mom in Tucson, and that's why she left and ended up in Phoenix. Um, Angela is very animated. I started watching her on a channel called Lost in Phoenix with a guy named Art. Um, she was very popular, and I think that's where she popped into speed because she had lots of likes. She was averaging like 8 to 12,000 views on her videos. That's how popular this homeless lady was. Um, and Art would have conversations with her. I guess you would call him like an interviewer. His mission is uh, prevention through awareness. He's not trying to save the world. He's not trying to completely get them off the streets. He's not trying to feed all of them. He's not trying to, he's not one of those type people. Now, he does, I don't know all the details of his thing. He's got himself registered as a 301c. I don't know the details of it. I don't know that even has anything to do with his YouTube page. He has a full-time job, so he doesn't do a lot of videos, but he does do them well because he usually edits them pretty good. And he's he's even he's had one where a girl that like kind of like it got a little risky, and he covered her areas of and stuff. And unfortunately, that girl's no longer with us. She 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 passed away during a hit and run a couple weeks ago on us. Um, man, he develops relationships with these folks. Um, but Angela, he would go and visit with her a lot, and they developed like a bond, uh, more of a friendship bond. She knows that he's married. Um, he knows also that she has a big crush on him, but nonetheless, they're friends. He would buy her cigarettes and her monsters. She loves her Monster Energy drink. And I guess he would give her like $10 or whatever on top of that, which to me, the way I look at that, that's a huge controversy, and I would like to get y'all's opinion on it if you'd like to share it. Um, that because that's kind of one of the big things going on with a certain organization and gentleman. I can't even call him a gentleman; he's an asshole. Um, and it's looking like he may be doing fraudulent activities, which we're gonna get through some of this stuff. But anyway, so he was in Phoenix, and another really good channel that I've grown to just absolutely adore, uh, Robert, with um, he also would talk with Angela and with his wife. Anyway, viewers would also send in donations to art to give to Angela because everybody was starting to get to know Angela. She loved her tank tops, or I can't remember if they were actually they're more like tube tops for their first tank tops in the summer because it gets up over 100 degrees in Phoenix. Uh, he would give her bird baths to help her wash herself. He bought a pop up shower so she could take showers periodically. He would buy her tacos. The viewers would send him various things. He's got a viewer that does these little angel bags, and she does a little poem and a little letter to give to the people. Also, that's really nice. Um, it's just, I mean, it's a really good, it was a really good thing going. Um, he would try and take her to the hospital because she's got this big bulge on her arm that's turning out to be a lipoma. She's scared to death of needles. She doesn't want to have it dealt with. It's been there for years. But he would try and get her to go because everybody's been concerned about it, and rightfully so. It could be cancerous. It might not. She kind of joked about it that she had one of those on her butt at one point. She's a trip. We love Angela. Um, and she also has an issue with her eye. One of her eyes, I'm pretty sure she's blind with it, and this other organization has supposedly taken her to get her eye checked, and they want to remove it. Um, it looks like it could possibly be just a really bad cataract, but it bulges and it's got like a big white thing on it. It looks really bad, but it doesn't seem to bother her. She just kind of does her thing. It's been there. I don't know if somebody threw something in it. There's been speculation that it was from her uh, 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 spraying perfume in it or whatever. She says somebody threw acid in her face or something. There's really not real sure what happened. Poverty porn, exploiting people for fun views. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. Don't disagree with that. But I also don't mind that they're trying to raise some awareness with it, because um, of Tales from the Streets has been asking questions of some of the local homeless also, how do you feel about us coming out here? And they give feedback that they actually like it because it lets them know the people are seeing them. Not necessarily because they get money. They do like that they do get things brought to them, like water, sometimes food, sometimes because they'll get people that will see them trying to panhandle, and they either try to run them off, or they say you're just scamming, and they don't give them anything, or they just assume that they're just hungry or whatever, and give them food or water when they're trying to get some money because they've got some actual health issues and they're trying to go get some Tylenol or band-aids or bandages or different things that they can't just get from a soup kitchen or a homeless shelter. Things like that. Some of them don't have their Medicaid EBT cards. Some of them do. They get their IDs stolen a lot. Um, so there's a mixture. I've been kind of fascinated watching some of this. Um, so that being said, there's so you've got those channels, Lost in Phoenix. You've got Tales the Street Blues, and then you've got this guy that rolls around on his scooter or his bike or his e-bike or his scooter, um, uh, Tales from the Street, or they call him the Lizard Hunter. He's a character. He's got so many people that watch him. Um, if anybody's gonna like exploit or something, it could possibly be him because he calls them lizard. Anyway, he's very bold, uh, but he's very upfront with them, frank and whatever. Everybody has kind of their own style with talking to these people and how they hang out with them or whatever. So enter this organization called the Masa Project of Arizona. It's a small 301c and 509A charity. It's founded and directed by a guy named Eric Sanchez. He has, and these are all the different things that he says he has, this, and blah, blah, blah. He has autism. He has disability because of a back injury. So we see him on his videos manhandling heavy boxes of food that he gets from Trader Joe's all the time. We see him running and jumping and dancing and everything else on the canal. So it's kind of weird. How, if he's got all these back injuries and he's on disability, how is he able to do all this stuff? Anyway, back to Eric. Uh, Eric decided to rescue Angela. There's lots and lots of homeless people on the canal. He chose Angela, and there was another lady that he got before Angela, and her name was Zion. Zion kind of needed it. Zion was on her deathbed. But there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people out there. Why are we choosing two out of the hundreds that's been on YouTube? Look to me, you're right. Look to me. Um, so remember, I told you that Angela has schizophrenia. He has gotten Angela off the street. So bravo for him. So we don't know how honest and true that all is, because one minute he's had her off the streets since November. Then he says it's been for like 2 or 3 months. And then just recently, he put a post on his YouTube channel that she's been housed successfully since May 12th. His stories change all the time. And his followers, none of them seem to pick up on any of these things, which is bizarre. It's kind of like when we would see Denise, her stories change all the time. And it's like, how do you people not pick up on these things? Or some of the other locales. But this is on a bigger, this is on a bigger scale. Um, and I see these things and they start to kind of pick at me, and then I start kind of digging, and I start digging, and I'm seeing inconsistencies. Well, he had another group that he liked called Stuck in Cali. Stuck in Cali hung out with him for a while. He managed to get Angela to remind you. He says it's schizophrenia. She can't think of her own on her own. He's mad at these other channels because they're exploiting her because she doesn't know what she's doing. How dare they take advantage of her and her mental state, blah blah blah, and filming her and her addiction and blah blah blah. He got her to sign this paper that she didn't understand. It turns out this paper is a power of attorney over her. He also has her ID, her state issued ID. All of a sudden, there's all these cease and desist flying around, all of these things going to all these channels that used to have all these relationships with Angela, where all of Angela's videos are now being told to be removed because they're exploitation. Angela is being told that these people are exploiting her and doing all these horrible things to her. And she's like, they didn't do anything wrong. She's trying to tell this guy they didn't do anything wrong. She's trying to stick up for her friends. That's the way she looks at these guys. They're friends. CNN loves criminals. Where am I? I'm in Georgia. No. I'm at exit 50 or mile marker 50. I'm getting there, baby. Best sniper 1000 is my husband. For anybody that's in here, that's why he's checking on. He checks in on me. I love it. I love it when my husband checks on me. He's so sweet. About to pass exit 47, baby. Are you hungry? You got the yard work done yet? Got any more honeydews done yet? Man, I bet you're going through withdrawals. Anyway, so he's gotten all these things pulled off of people's YouTubes and stuff, and he's now going to file suit because people on their channels are starting to post comments and stuff, and he thinks that these channels are instigating it. So now he's got, just kind of fast forwarding or whatever. As I'm watching Mr. Sanchez, he's taking bites with everybody. He says that he has he's like 38 years old, or around 30-ish, something years old. He basically said he's 30 and can retire because he's worked his entire life. He's worked his butt off. Some disability. I'm gonna take a nap. Okay, I don't blame you. Ooh, I bet it's hot in the house. Hopefully it's still cool. You could take up this urchin and see if she could take you to the swimming pool. Sersha, can you take my husband to the swimming? Oh, well, no, he doesn't have a way to get there either. Never mind. Anyway, was I at with this? Anyway, his stories change constantly for everything. Um, one minute he can retire at 30. He had cancer, so he was off on cancer for a long time. Had to go fund me to replace his teeth. All these different things, but he has enough money to retire. Then this group, Stuck in Cali, another YouTube channel. I'm not real sure what exactly happened with them. I have a feeling it was more of a misclicking or something. I don't know. Um, I haven't. We haven't been told all the behind the scene details with all that story yet. But for whatever reason, they copyright struck him on like 3 or 4 videos of theirs that he used, kind of to manipulate situations, supposedly to prove his innocence, which I kind of doubt that I think some of it was they felt guilty or pressured from whoever, whatever. Um, and from this copyright strike, his big channel is being stuck. Oh, that's stuck. It's closed, babe. Sorry. um, so they're taking down his YouTube channel. He's losing his channel. This channel had over 10,000, almost, well, around 11,000 followers on it. He's making some serious money on this YouTube channel. Now, if you actually looked at his channel, mainly his views are coming from Angela and Zion. So once he was done with Zion, he got Angela. Those views and his ad revenue and stuff for YouTube, seeing as it's attached to the MASA Project of Arizona, are considered donations and charitable contributions to the MASA Project of Arizona. He tells Angela all the time that she gets the money from any of the videos that she's in, for her food, her shopping, or like her clothes, her toiletries, her room and board, all this stuff. Um, we've seen him take her, himself, and another person out to eat where the bill is like $100. And he says that he takes her out 3 times a day. That's like a normal bill. That's a lot of money for 3 people. When the charity is for Angela, not Angela plus 2. He says all the time that these are non-paid volunteers. He's a non-paid volunteer also. Okay, strange. He takes her on these shopping sprees that will spend $200 or $300 on her, or whatever. He buys her nose rings. He bought her a dildo, and we got to see that on the YouTube channel. And he made people take the videos down that were exploiting her while she was high. He took her to the Goodwill store, where everything's pretty much secondhand clothes, to buy her secondhand bras and panties. How many women like to wear other women's bras and panties? That's gross, and I would be embarrassed. Anybody else? They didn't have them. Again, this is all on his YouTube Live. He was doing this. He's taking her to that while he's videotaping all this. She's half high or mentally disabled, mentally not there, so she doesn't quite know what's going on. He's just trying to help her get stuff. Because he had also made fun of her pooping her pants and stuff around that same, I think it might have been even on that same video. Um, he took her over to the men's section and bought her men's underwear that were very similar to the same kind that he wears. And he was giggling and laughing it all up because he thought it was really cool that they found underwear that he wears, and she's going to get to wear the same underwear that he wears. Nobody found that creepy. Jamie, better not wear it. All of a sudden, I seen your comment, and the first thing that I think of is, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. It's a funny python. Dressed in women's clothing and hang around in bars. Oh my god. Oh, it's so funny. Hilarious. Hilarious. Oh, jeez. Anyway. Back to, I call him Q-tip. Back to Mr. Sanchez. Um, anyway, um, so he he does stuff like that. He makes fun of her because she was pooping her pants. He showed where she pooped on the sidewalk, where she would sleep all the time when she was sleeping on the street. She would find there was a bush close to where she'd sleep, and she would apparently do her business there. Well, he showed it, and he kind of laughed about it. He says her tummy must have been upset. Poor girl. He'd laugh about it and stuff. It's just gross. The other the channels that talked to her and interviewed her, even when she was high on her addiction and stuff, they never did stuff like that. Never. They never humiliated her like that. She might have been high and might have been acting goofy and stuff herself, but they never encouraged or degraded her like that. He's humiliating her. Um, she she likes her makeup. Well, she's one of her favorite things to do is to put eyeshadow as lipstick. It looks terrible, but she thinks it's pretty. Whatever. She's been on the streets for over 20 years. She's been homeless. She hasn't been able to afford stuff. If she likes it, she's 50 years old. Let her. You're in your 30s, dude. If that's what she wants to do, let her do it. It makes her happy. If she's, whatever. He's trying to make her back into regular society, but she's been doing this for over 20 years. He's taking her to these lavish, like, upscale type restaurants when she's been homeless. He's buying her $150 wig that makes her look like a freaking dime store whore, and with lipstick and stuff. She looks terrible when he takes her out, and then he's always telling her how pretty she looks. But if she puts that eyeshadow on, he will tell her you look terrible on YouTube. He'll degrade her, or we've heard her lash out at him because she's tired of him scolding her like a little child. Anyway, so I'm done with that rant. He treats her like dirt. He basically keeps her locked in the hotel. Um, I say locked, not like physically restrained or anything like that. Like he says, she can kind of come and go as she pleases, but she has a watch on her wrist so he can track everywhere she goes. He always knows where she goes. She's still getting high, even though the people that he was mad at don't interview her or give her money anymore. So how's she getting high? He blames them for getting her high, and she's still getting high under your watch. So anyway, 509A. He's not only a 301c charity, but he's also 509A. I've been doing some research on a 509A. different. He's doing everything right by the 301c charity. The 509, not so much. Um, he's throwing a lot of red flags that's screaming fraud for that portion of his charity. For that charity, and if there's people out there that understand the 509A charity, please help me, because I'm trying to fumble through it to understand it more, because he needs to be checked. Um, he spends all this money on her when a lot of that money should be going to the actual charity. He spends money on himself through the YouTube stuff because he's buying his food and stuff. Apparently, one minute she gets SSDI, like disability, the next minute she doesn't. He can't keep that story straight, and she actually said one time that she was getting it, and then she wasn't getting it for some reason. But he said that he helped her apply for it. She gets a check from, I don't know if it's disability or whatever, but she also gets her EBT card. He doesn't usually give her EBT card because she'll spend it usually helping other people or buying people things that should get drugs or whatever. He's got her in this hotel, not in a rehab, to help her stop her drugs, in a hotel where she's going through the withdrawal. Mind you, 20 years worth of meth, stopping cold turkey by yourself in a hotel room, and he's making her quit smoking at the same time. But apparently, there's rumors that he took one of her checks and they went on, not her, but some of the other volunteers from the Monster Project went on a trip, like a camping trip or something, with some of her money. But supposedly, some of this revenue and stuff that comes in on YouTube is going toward housing the people that he's getting off the street, going into their sobriety living, their food, their clothing, their this, their that, blah, blah, blah. My question is, you're getting food donations from Sprouts and from Trader Joe's, that you do food boxes, almost like a food pantry, a food box donation thing, like twice a week on the canal. You take a lot of the meat and stuff that you're given, and you have one of your volunteers cook it, and you go out at night and feed people on the canal tuna and rice, or cold pizza that gets donated, or whatever. That again, donated food. He tells people when he's trying to get them to get off of the canal and go into sober or a rehab facility or whatever, that their insurance will pay for stuff. So how is the YouTube revenue paying for these things? He can retire at 30. With the 509A, 33.3% of the charitable funds is to come from public donations only. Only 33.3% is like a limit. Okay? None of that is to go toward personal gain. He's using YouTube funds, which is public donation, for personal gain. He's eating on it. He's spending more than a reasonable amount on one show pony because it brings in clicks and views. Now tell me how he is not exploiting this woman as much, if not more, than the other channels that he is quote unquote suing, when they actually had pure relationships with them, with her. But he's also causing troubles with other people. He's supposedly suing Anderson Security. He's also going to sue Denny's because they didn't take his food back after he ate some of it, whatnot. Sorry, my phone fell. Um, he's going he's going to track down an entire Reddit and whatnot. I think he said 350 people. He's going to put on a thing. The guy is out of control, out of his board. The thing I was going to kind of bring to the table today and kind of ask for feedback on, does anybody know anything about the 509A, that they can give me some feedback? Because what I understand about a 509A is they are a lot like church organizations, like with churches and schools. Um, the schools, like when they have like a school fundraiser, like for a class, um, they have uh, they have the kids do a fundraiser where they're trying to get money for some of the funds for their class trip, and then the school may pay the other portion, bigger portion or whatever of the class trip, to help kind of offset some of this cost. That's kind of what a 509A is, from what I've been reading and gathering. The rest of it, above and beyond that 33.3%, is supposed to come from private funding, like big business donors, government grants, things like that. Not your social media. He's whining because his channel is being shut down and trying to rile up a whole bunch of chaos and saying that that YouTube channel being shut down is taking away $4,000 a month of food donations to homeless people. I don't see it, but I'm wondering, because there's not a line item on their easy form, for the 509A, for itemized line items for what they're spending, or what what the accountability for that 33.3% is. But in kind of digging, he is, the way he's using the money is throwing red flags. And there's ways to notify, like the IRS, or things like that. But I want to, before I start kind of going down more rabbit hole stuff with other people and giving them information, because you guys know how I am. I try to go by facts. Want to make sure I understand what I'm talking about before I get too far. So far, everybody I've talked to, I'm heading in the right direction, but I want to get more. Go grab a bite to eat. It's on you. Oh, you're so sweet. If there's something, I'll check it later. I'm not gonna worry about it. I don't care about the money. If there was anything there, then it's just going to go into my little pot for the adults. My YouTube channel is not for me for funding. I'm good. Um, it's all about my doggos and my gaming, and then little things like this. Uh, I like to have fun on my channel. Shoot, I've been, I need to get my Damien back so we can read some stuff. I don't know what you're doing tonight. I don't know what. I don't Blake and them. Heck, I don't even know if we'll be able to do anything. Right now, there's no power at the house. So, does anybody have any feedback? What do you guys think about besides the good point that Kim Jong Yao made about the her feedback on the exploitation stuff? What do you guys think about the you know ways of quote unquote kind of a scratch my back, scratch your back type thing with the homeless for the interviews? Yes, okay, so they're benefiting for it, but if you think about it, not most of these channels are not getting as much when you think about the big picture. Um, you have to have 1,000 views to get like $8 out of YouTube. Um, and then I don't know, you have to watch like 30 seconds or whatever of the ad for them to get ad revenue, excuse me, payment. Um, so are they really making that much money? Now, Angela is making some serious money because she's likable. And I honestly feel that that's why Eric goes after her. He's already probably looking for his next, what I call victim, or his next show pony, because he's already got another channel up and running, trying to get that one grown, because his other one's being shut down, which is actually against YouTube terms of service because it's called evading a ban. They're banning. He's got like 2 days left on his other channel before it's gone, and he's already up to I think 400 and something, almost between 400 and 500 followers on his new channel, the Masa Project 2, or Team Masa Project, Team Masa or something, MASA. It's make Arizona safe again is what Masa stands for. But I mean, it's kind of a cool thing that it's kind of like Masa is kind of like the glue in the Hispanic or Latina heritage that kind of holds things together in some of like the foods, like the tamales, I think it is, or something like that. I'm not of Hispanic descent, obviously. I'm white as a ghost. I can't say. I guess somewhere along the line I got Indian in me, but I don't see that anywhere. Maybe my well, I can't say my personality or my disposition because that's probably the Irish and German in me. I don't know. I'm just a Heinz 57 person, I guess. But anyway, so but that's kind of the gist of it. If any of you guys are interested in checking out Angela, uh, the Street Blues, that's like the color blue, the Street Blues, still has a couple. I think they have a couple videos up. Lost in Phoenix still has some videos up because Angela wants them still up because she is madly in love with art. She is so in love with art that um, Eric hates it. Eric tries to berate art to her. He has done a picture of art in clown makeup and put it on a bag for her, and she's like fine with it. She's like, I don't care what makeup you put on him. I still think he's cute. That's for somebody who's got schizophrenia and is out of her mind. She sure does her thing. But she asked on the canal the other night. She's like, that paper I signed, did that say that I can't talk to Art because she's trying to call Art and Art doesn't pick up the phone, and I'm convinced that he that Eric has given her a fake number that she keeps calling because it doesn't even say that she's reaching Eric or excuse me Art. Like it doesn't say you've reached Art or anything like that. It just says the number you called is not available. Please leave a message after the tone. It's a very generic, very very generic voicemail. Who has a super generic voicemail these days? Somebody's trying to hide. And she's been on the streets for so long, she just doesn't know better. Anyway, if you want to see how Moss is treating her, he does have a YouTube, and he does have his old channel still up, and it has tons of videos of her. Uh, Tons of videos of her. And he's been trying to kind of upload some of those on his new channel as if they're new things. They're not. So anyway, anybody have anything they would like to say? I've been like yip yapping like a little songbird. I didn't anticipate doing that, but I did, and I did. My just a complete loony bird for my thoughts, for the fact that I even like found and started digging into something like this. I feel like the homeless need to have some dignity. They're not all drug addicts. Um, I'm always said, I used to even tell this to Denise, and that's why she always said it. Um, we're all like a paycheck away from being homeless. I mean, it can happen to anybody. I mean, heck, I had a job for 12 years with an awesome company, so I thought, so I did. And I figured something else out, which kind of, I mean, I guess I kind of understood the game, but I became one of those statistics, I guess, this week. Um, Unemployment, we had the Bidenomics. You remember how Biden always talked about how unemployment was low and people were back to work and whatnot and how things were great? I now understand how that worked. My dad and I were talking about it the other day because I've been on unemployment the last several weeks with my job loss, and it's kind of funny, really. I'm glad I've at least planned ahead. So um, they, I did my last check-in with unemployment, and I got an email saying something about benefit expiration or expired or something. I was like, what? The last couple of weeks, I've always seen like this little uh, graph that had an amount, and I'd see it like kind of shrink because it was kind of showing that what the payout and stuff that they were giving me each week. Um, I I didn't know if that was like my benefit limit or if that was kind of like what my old company had set aside for me. I wasn't real sure because haven't been on unemployment God, in like 20 years. It's been a long time. Um, and um, when I got that, I was like, huh, interesting. I called and I had a really nice conversation with unemployment, and basically what happens is you get a total of 26. And now I don't know if it's a state thing, But at least with the state of Virginia, you get like 26 weeks of unemployment per year, per calendar year. Mine expired. I've exhausted my 26 weeks um, for the year. Uh, so what happens is, okay, you're listed as unemployment in the government's eyes while you're collecting unemployment. When your 26 weeks expire, you're kicked off that list. So technically, you're back employed. Boom. The system says you're employed, so the unemployment just went down. What a stupid effed up game is that? Gotta love it, right? Oh my god. The stupid government political BS that goes on in DC. Benefits everybody, right? Weird. So weird. You just don't love it. You don't, I mean, you think about that kind of stuff, although it's kind of weird. So, there's a little tidbit for you guys, too. If you ever kind of run into that, kind of ask, like, how, find out how many weeks you have, just so you can kind of prepare ahead. Save back if you can. Try not to overspend, um, because it looks like my next job is going to be about half of what I was making. There's no way. There's absolutely no way I'm going to find a job to start off what I was making, because it took me 12 years to get up to that point. It's just not going to, it just doesn't happen like that. Oh, yay, I'm almost home. So I'm going to probably wrap this up here in a minute. It's a long drive. That's one of the reasons I get on here, sometimes on these drives, is because it's it's like a 2.5, almost 3 hour drive, and I've been driving in construction all this time. It's kind of a pain in the toot. Um, Good thing I'm a talker, right? I can't get on my TikTok. I'd like to do this kind of stuff on my TikTok, but TikTok will definitely restrict you if you're driving. At least YouTube doesn't give a rat's. But but yeah, YouTube, TikTok, you do not want to get caught driving while you are on your TikTok account. I've seen some people be very creative and try and have like a background, like the green screen behind them, and if they move or something, and the TikTok gods catch if you're in your car or something, whoo, you get the little pop up that says restricted. You better end your stream fairly quick so you can reset it, or else you will get like a 7-day ban or whatever. People get freaked out over it. So there's been people that lost their TikTok accounts over stupid stuff like that, and then they're on there whining. I can't believe I lost all my followers. Goodness. You gonna be around here in a few hours, Damien? If you're still in here, or did I put everybody to sleep? Hit the like button, please. I would much appreciate it. I'm trying to get a little bit more consistent on my streaming. I finally got my other medal for my dictus, the lift dictus, yesterday, or last night. I need to play some of my Apex Legends because I didn't get any of my dailies done yesterday. And I'm obviously not getting them done today because I had to get up early this morning, take my shower, and get my butt out the door. I'm slacking. I'm having withdrawals from my video games. Oh no. What will I do? That's funny with this job that I think I might get it. I've applied for everything I find on this company. I am determined I'm going to be working for this company. Uh, but every time I turn around, they're inviting me for interviews because I've applied for everything and I've done all their different assessments. Um, one of the first ones that they invited me to interviews for was for $14 an hour. I'm like, y'all, I was making $28 an hour. Give me a break, please. Um, if you're around here in a few hours, I'll buzz you on Discord. See if you want to do the kitty game. I streamed the Elden Ring for a little bit last night. I just didn't feel like reading. I was gonna get on the kitty game, and I was just like, nah, I just don't feel like reading. But unless you've got something going on, I guess what this afternoon for you, in the like morning over there in Australia. Oh my God, you would love Eric. He's always trying to do Australian accent. Him and this girl that hangs out with him, a volunteer, Angela is what he calls her. They did a quick trip to Las Vegas a couple days ago, and they were in the Bellagio. I think it's the Bellagio that has Paris, a little area that's Paris. He tried to have a, a French accent, and then all of a sudden it went to Australian. That's like the only accent that he has a little bit down. Every time he does his Australian accent, I think of you. I'm like, oh, Damien would enjoy him not. he is a he's just a curly headed weasel, what he is, a little snake. But all right, you guys. Actually, it wants to rain. I really hope the electricity's on when I get home. If not, I guess we'll take a nap. I don't know. Can't play my video games. Oh, looks like they're working on it. That's where it is. There's a transformer or something busted. They're working on it right there, right off the freeway, right before my exit. They're working. I'll have to tell Babe if he's still on here. Babe, they're working on our power. Hopefully it'll be on soon. That's all right. I guess I'll work on cleaning the house more. Yay. Make me work. Make me do my womanly duty. You could go for a walk with the dogs, I suppose. Oh no, not in this humidity. It's extreme overcast, and you can almost see the humidity. It's like so overcast. Like yeah, it's overcast. There's no you can't even see the sun. But yeah, it's that hot and muggy where you just open the car and it's just like oof, just humid. We've got rains in the forecast, but and I can feel that kind of crap on my neck. So somebody mentioned to me I should go work at a factory, and I'm like, no. I don't do well with sometimes like the physical stuff because of my shoulders and my neck. So anyway, I'd much rather be on a motorcycle, but I can't even do that these days with my shoulder. That really sucks because I love riding a motorcycle. All right, you guys. Well, I thank you for joining me, listening to me babble. I I am the home. It's turned into my neighborhood. So I will chat at you guys later. Appreciate you. Um, I'll probably be on video games here later. If anybody wants to come hang out with that. Lisa, I'll shoot you a message when I get ready to get on the kitty cat game. If you want to check it out, you can see me where I was. Well, the power's on here, except for that particular light. That's weird. The casino's over there. Oops, haven't seen the casino. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. The picture's way too freaking small. Way too small. Oh well. Anywho, well, you guys take care, and I will chat at y'all later. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you haven't, hit the like button on the way out. If you like to hang out with me, hit the subscribe button and the notification so you know I'm live, whether on here or on my gaming. And I need to get some more stuff uploaded for the doggos too. So anyway, chat at y'all later. Thanks. Bye.